And now from an undisclosed location in Mishawaka, Indiana, we have a pronoun review of interrogatives, indefinites, and relative pronouns, and a few other annoying things thrown in. Let's begin. So, just remember, the 9 different kinds of pronouns. Really, there are only, 7, but we've thrown in 2 more. 9 different kinds of pronouns in Greek. Hopefully, you are beginning to nail down the personal pronouns by now. The I's, the we's, the you's, the you's, the he's, the she's, the it's, the they's. That's old news. Now here's where we sneak into autos. It's really autos, which is a personal pronoun, but autos with the article means same, and autos, either when it's in the nominative case or when it's extra, it goes self, intensive. It selfifies the subject or whatever it's extra with. Okay, that's all review. Demonstrative pronouns we now have under our hat. This and these, that and those. That's all review. In terms of, we've covered these forms now in the second semester. Now, where are we going? In this video, we're going to talk about interrogatives, indefinites, and the relative pronoun. So the interrogative pronoun, if you remember, is who, what, why, that sort of thing. And then the indefinite pronoun is someone and something. The relative pronoun is who, which, or that as a connector. So I am the man who is talking. This is the air that I breathe. This is the cat which annoys me, and so forth. That's a kind of a connector who or a connector which. Okay? And then at a later time, we're not going to do it in this video, at some other time, we're going to slip in the reflexive pronoun. That's self when it refers back to the subject, and the reciprocal pronoun, which is one another. Okay, hopefully that sounds vaguely familiar from first semester, and I hope the first half of that sounds very familiar from forms we've seen in a recent time. Let's begin. The interrogative pronoun. Now maybe you remember from last semester that the interrogative pronoun is tis with an accent or ti with an accent. Okay? Now, the bad news is that now we realize that there are a bunch of other forms that go along with this. So tis and ti, the tis form is either masculine or feminine. Well, at least we have that to thank the Greeks for. There isn't a masculine form of who and a feminine form of who as a question. There's just the tis, which is either masculine or feminine, who, and then ti is the neuter form. And it could either mean what, but sometimes it can mean why, and context will have to tell you. But now we're going to learn that there are a bunch of other forms too. And you can see the plurals here because I don't know how to, well, you can't with PowerPoint. You can't make one column. Well, maybe you can. It doesn't matter. That's not what this video is about, is it? So the first column is the singulars, the second column is the plurals, and you can kind of get a hint by looking at the plurals that this is not following the first and second declension. It's not a nice one. It's not a asean, uesu kind of one. That's not like that. It's a third declension kind of thing. Okay, so let's go ahead and get it up there. Why prolong the pain? So remember the song Archon antas anti anta antes anton usi antas. So you can see that the masculine and feminines follow a basic third declension kind of pattern. And so the key is that the accent is on the first syllable. And now we have this, and of course, like the third declension, where did that new come from? See, it's a bunch of, it came out of nowhere, third declension. So hopefully you're good enough with the third declension now that that's not too bad of a pain. The neuters, again, are okay. You're going to be okay because this one I memorized when I learned the vocabulary. These two look the same as the other one, right? The genitives and datives all look the same, so yay. The nominative and accusative of a neuter always look the same, and then there's my neuter plural alpha, bingo. So this chart isn't so bad after all, is it? So it's basically the interrogative pronoun follows the third declension. Okay, one woe is passed. Second woe, indefinite pronoun. Indefinite pronoun looks exactly the same, except the accents, there are accents, but they're not on the first syllable. So, interrogative, accents on the first syllable. Indefinite, If there is an accent, it's on the second syllable. So if the accent's on the first syllable, it's who, which, what, why. But if it's on the second syllable, then it's the someone option. But the form's exactly the same. Relative pronoun. The relative pronoun, remember, is the connecting one. I am the guy who's talking. Good news, the endings are exactly the same as the song, with the exception of the neuter. So, ase an, u esu, o e o, an e nan, oi ai a, o non non, ois ai sois, usasa. So the endings are exactly the same as the article or as the adjective, with the exception of this one right here and that one right there. So this is the which option. Okay, almost done. Relative pronoun agrees with its antecedent in gender and number, but sometimes because of peer pressure, if its antecedent is in the genitive and dative, it will become genitive and dative, and that's very confusing. We'll talk about it when we get to the exercises. There's something called a conditional relative. That's a relative pronoun with our little bomb. You remember the little bomb from last semester that throws everything up in the air? So this construction, this can take lots of different forms, and it takes a subjunctive. It translates as whoever. This chapter that we're looking at now also introduces the verb oida, which means I know. We'll talk about that in class. And then lastly, this word means whoever. It's freakish. It's freakish because it is has on the front and tis on the back. And look at the neuter. Ha on the front, ti on the back. So basically you've taken two words and you've declined them both and glued them together. It just means whoever. Whoever, whoever, of whoever, to whoever, I see whoever, and it's just basically another vocabulary word. There you have it. That's this chapter.